Welcome back to the Stoop Football fans. It's your boy Lolo. I'm back here with Mark, and we are back with our first weekend watch list of the new season, and I'm very, very excited because the first week of Premier League football was wild.
It was absolutely
wild. There were no draws.
None.
And for the most part, the home team won. That's some good news for my team, good news for Mark's team. We're at home.
And it was also really great to see all those rabid home fans.
Absolutely.
And
the little contingencies of away fans. Those are always great to see as
absolutely.
well. So good. I want to get straight into it. You guys know how we do this. The same as last season, where I get to pick a match that I think y'all should be paying attention to besides your own team or my own team. So rules are, I cannot pick my own club. Mark cannot pick his own club. And yes, Mr. Naji is back, and he cannot pick his own club. He'll be on in just a minute.
And who knows, maybe in a few weeks I won't want to pick my own club.
You won't even want to. It wouldn't even been up there for an option. As well, on the YouTube community page of our YouTube channel, we put out a poll, and you, the audience, picked the Audience Choice Award. So before we get to any of that, Mr. Naji, I mentioned you. Get in here. How's it going, Naji?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, man. Good. You excited about week 2? I know week 2 is big for you, Chelsea fans.
It's a lot of big games, a lot of exciting games.
Well, let's get right to it, okay? I'm going to start it off, and I'm actually going to go with the Audience Choice Award because I want to save mine for last. I like mine the best, my pick the best. So let's start with the Audience Choice Award. So we put up 5 options as well as a name your own match in case we missed it option. But there was a clear winner this week with about 75% of the vote. Second place was Arsenal-Chelsea, so I was surprised with that because most of our fans hate Chelsea.
So that was like 2%?
And then just like making fun of me for being with Arsenal. Yeah, so 2%.
It was like 2% milk?
I think it was like 12% or something like that. It's not too bad. But overwhelmingly, the audience favorite for match of the week is Leeds opening up at Ellen Road against Everton. Everton, who I want to say snuck through with a win, but they ended up winning 3-1.
They went 3-1.
But it did feel like they snuck through. Leeds United getting absolutely
spanked,
manhandled, demolished, demoralized by Manchester United. So here we are at Ellen Road. It's about to be packed for the first time ever for a Premier League match, right? Because not for Premier League, for top flight in like 16 years, 17 years.
For sure.
It's going to be a wild, wild place. But Everton's coming in. Everton's no slouch, so it's not like it's a given. But I think this is a good shout by the audience because I don't think we've seen a stadium like Ellen Road yet. We haven't. We saw Stamford Bridge was pretty crazy. We saw whatever Man United calls their place.
Newcastle was
crazy. Brentford was crazy. But from what all of our Leeds United fans are telling us, we've got something to watch.
We ain't seen nothing like it.
So let's see it, boys. Why should non-Leeds United fans, non-Everton fans, why should they give a shit about this match?
Why should they watch our show?
That's a different question.
This is Bielsa versus Benitez. It is one of the most intriguing tactical battles in the Premier League this weekend. And guess what? Because they approach the game differently. Leeds United, they like to go forward, they like to be positive, front foot, pressing high, and then Everton, they like to sit, they like to be organized, and they like to defend with Benitez.
And counterattack with Calvert-Lewin and some fast-ass wingers.
And Richarlison, he likes to play it simple, 4-4-2, and we know how Leeds are going to be at home. It's the first game at home. The fans are going to be back. So it is going to be a beautiful game. But listen to this. Everton is the first time they come from behind after going down 1-0.
Yeah.
It's the first time they come from behind and score 3 goals since 2015. So they don't do it too often when they go down, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now they should have won that game no matter what. It was kind of weird that they were down anyway. But that is surprising that they never did it with Ancelotti.
They did.
Based on you. What do you think? Why should we watch Leeds?
For me, what I'm looking forward to is just all of our friends who are Leeds fans have always told us just how incredibly raucous and how incredibly just loud that stadium can be, and I want to see that. I want to see that firsthand.
Me too.
I want to put on headphones. I want to crank up the volume, and I want to spend the next 2 days going, what?
Yeah.
You know. I also want to watch this match because I want to see what sort of adjustments Bielsa is going to make on that defense, because that defense was piss poor, and Everton on the offensive side are no slouches. So I want to see what sort of substitutions does Calvin Phillips play.
He has to. He has to play.
What's going to be done with that, and what sort of result of those changes that Bielsa has to make? He can't sit pat with that.
Has to make.
I just wanna. There's a very important question that we need to ask ourselves: can Leeds United avoid what happened to Sheffield United last season? It's called second season syndrome.
Yeah.
So they need to, by winning it's a very important game for them. They need to win this game. In my opinion, Leeds United are going to start strong in this game. They're going to go up 1-0, the crowd, everything. And then all of a sudden, Everton is going to equalize and it's going to be quiet. And the game is going to end 1-1.
Wow, 1-1.
Yeah, I don't see... I mean, you know, it depends on how we're going to describe that sophomore slump. You know, I felt that Leeds did very, very, very well last season, and I think that sort of success is going to be very difficult to replicate. You know, do we see them at 12th instead of 10th? They finished 10th last season, right? 9th. You know, do we see them drop a couple of spots? Do they rise a couple of spots? Rising a couple of spots, obviously, is going to be much tougher than dropping. I don't see much of a fall-off because they've kept the team intact, with the exception of Pablo Hernandez, and who else did they lose?
Alioski.
But they got Junior to fill in those shoes. So I also do see a draw as well, and I do also see a 1-1. I wasn't impressed with other than the Ayling goal. I wasn't impressed with that attack. And if Calvin Phillips doesn't play, these goals are going to be really hard to come by.
The thing you got to remember, though, there's a big difference between Everton's defense and Manchester United's defense.
Yeah.
Yes, Everton is going to be a more defensive side with Rafa Benitez, but Manchester United have world-class players back there, and they have a very good defense. Mm-hmm. Not to mention their offense is so good that it forces Leeds United's wingbacks to hang back and play defense, as opposed to being such a major part of the offense like they usually are under Bielsa. That being said, I think Everton's going to sit back a lot and hope to play on the counterattack, but that's going to mean there's going to be a lot more options for Patrick Bamford, who's going to get the first goal. And like Naji said, Ellen Road is going to explode. But then he thinks that Everton's going to get the next goal. I don't think so. I think it's going to be Rafinha with the next goal. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, I want to score. Jack Harrison's going to get too far forward. Ayling's going to be too far forward. He's just itching to throw off his man bun and do his rock star
move. His little...
And so I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets one. I think there's a quick break and they all get caught out. It calms them down. They lock it down for the rest of the match. And like Stuart Dallas sneaks one in at the end. 3-1, Leeds United is the way I'm going to call that.
All right.
Wow.
So that was our first match. That was the fans' choice. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to go over to you, Mark.
Well, looking at the votes and seeing that second place, Chelsea and Arsenal, that's the match I want to...
You're picking my team.
I'm picking your team.
Not Naji's team. You're picking my team.
Both your teams.
My team.
As a neutral. A man who's got no skin in the game, I'm picking the Chelsea-Arsenal match. because there's so much I want to see. There's so many questions I need answered, and I'm sure the entire Arsenal fan base wants some of these questions answered.
Like what?
Is Aubameyang going to play? Is Lacazette going to play? Are they going to get ink to paper with Martin Odegaard and get him in on Saturday's match? Is Lukaku going to play? That's what I want to know.
Is David Luiz going to be signed back to take care of Lukaku for one match? $10 million for one match?
Lukaku
Bring him in.
would take his hair and swing him around.
Lukaku looks skinny.
He's
still a beast.
He's a beast.
He's a fucking beast.
He's
Guys,
a beast.
Naji, why should anybody care about Arsenal-Chelsea?
This is a local derby. I mean, it's in London. There are going to be fireworks at the Emirates. We are one game in, and Arsenal are already in crisis. Arteta is already on the hot seat.
Are they in crisis, really?
Well, yeah.
I don't think they're in crisis.
I mean, yeah.
Look who they're facing. Chelsea, and then they're facing Man City afterwards. Their leader, Aubameyang, he's their captain. He's not there. He's sick. Lacazette is not available. Is Odegaard gonna be signed on time? Like, he is already signed, but is he gonna be registered on time?
I don't think he's signed yet. I think they're still working that out.
£30 million. He's already done.
But I've seen 45. I've seen 40, 35, 30.
No, but I think it just got finalized.
Did it?
Yeah.
Just got finalized. So. Yeah.
I believe he's in London.
And then there's a lot of, like I said, speculation about Aubameyang and Lacazette. They might be sold before before the weekend. So it's Chelsea should take full advantage of Arsenal crisis right now, and we know how they're gonna set up defensively. They hardly concede any goals, and Lukaku is gonna play. That's all they need, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. So listen, this is a real challenge for Arsenal to turn their season around already. But
week 2, we got to turn it around.
But listen,
folks.
as bad as we were last season, we beat Chelsea, right? Yeah. We beat you guys twice.
I know that you guys beat Tuchel. I think we drew the first game.
No, we beat Lampard. We beat Lampard, I believe.
I don't think you beat Tuchel.
We drew with Tuchel.
Yeah, you guys
drew.
did. Yeah,
no,
you beat Tuchel.
We beat Tuchel. Yeah.
Because the Wolves took 4 points.
No, Arsenal got 6 points. Yeah, from Chelsea. Yeah.
But see what I mean? Chelsea, Arsenal kind of steps it up sometimes with bigger opponents, and you guys may be walking in thinking like you guys have a walk in the park. You do have players on form, and this could be a little bit of a trap game, a little bit of a.
Right.
Don't look right past us. I still see Chelsea winning, but I don't think it's going to be a crazy blowout. Like I feel like we're going to get a goal, but I see it as 2-1 Chelsea.
Look, if there is a coach that is going to put you in your place and reminded you about what happened last year, is Tuchel. He's going to let you know, guys, this is a very important game to start the season.
Yeah.
And like I said, like Lolo said, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be like full of goals and stuff. For me, I have it 1-0 Chelsea, Lukaku.
Wow. What do you say?
I'm going to double that, Naji. I think it's going to be 2-0. I think Chelsea keeps yet another clean sheet, another defensive masterpiece, whoever they put back there. Lukaku, I don't know if he's going to score, but I think there's going to be 2 goals. It's going to be 2 goals for Chelsea, 0 goals for the Arsenal, and the Mikel Arteta watch will march toward Christmas.
Oh my goodness!
Because I just don't.
All right, moving on. Naji, your choice.
I'm going to return the favor. I'm going to return the favor to Mark here, and I'm going to go Wolves versus Tottenham Hotspurs. This is a great game. It is Nuno going back to the Molineux.
It's going to be a sad day, Naji.
It's
going to be a sad day, but let me tell you this. Nuno is going to get the biggest and longest standing ovation in front of a packed Wolves house to just show
You think?
I absolutely know so. The fan base was broken up over losing this guy. I'm broken up over losing. I'm willing to give Bruno the chance and see what he can do, and I definitely liked what I saw against Leicester. But this fan base is going to be on their feet when his name is mentioned or when they see him on the pitch. This game has been circled for a lot of different reasons, and just the overall play is not. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun one.
I think Nuno would be hoping to go back and to his previous club and continue the dream start. He started with Spurs. It's not easy to manage Tottenham. We know. So he's gonna try and continue that. But Wolves played really well, I believe, against Leicester City. They had their chances. If Adama Traore took his chances, we would have been talking like a different result right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think the 1-0 loss to Leicester paints Leicester in a better light than it should. Because I did think Wolves, for the most part, played the better football.
Yeah, I was not disappointed
in what I saw. It was just until the last,
at all.
The final touch. Now you're going up against Tottenham, which is a better defensive side in my mind than Leicester. But I don't know.
Let's see if this attacking Wolves.
The only thing that goes against
continues.
The only thing that goes against Wolves in that game is that the last 3 games between them at the Molineux, Spurs won 2 of the last 3.
Right.
That goes against them. But Spurs are going to be organized, but I still have a lot of questions about their defense. And for that, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Jimenez is going to score his first goal this season.
Love it.
You know what? I think I'm going to jump on that with a 1-1 draw. I think Spurs put out so much effort in that first week. Yes, that excitement's going to carry over. But this seems to me like a typical Spurs dropped points here when they really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because it was a bit easier to have a... It's weird saying that it was easier to go up against City, but with City, at least you can go with your strict game plan and follow it to the T. Wolves you don't know which Wolves team is going to really...
Exactly.
Who's going to be more important? Is Traore going to be non-existent? Or is he going to be like he was last week?
As active as he was all over, left and right. So
does Neves play? Does Moutinho play? Does Podence play?
Podence is back practicing with the first squad this week, so maybe he comes back from that. That'd be really interesting.
But I think 1-1. I could go with 1-1.
I
think Son gets another goal. Son is going to continue to score until Harry Kane gets back.
Well, Harry Kane's not coming back.
I don't think
so.
And
then he will continue to score every single game.
I've been saying that he's going that he's not leaving the Spurs, but he is. Let's just face it.
He is. For me.
And I've always said Spurs are better without Harry Kane. Yes, they're very good with him. Has nothing to do with his ability. Yeah, it is that he becomes the focal point. Son always goes on a tear when Harry Kane is out.
He's a world class. Son is world class.
Son is fantastic.
Yeah, he's not going to travel with the team to Portugal today, Kane,
No, he's not.
They have a Europa League game to play, so he's not going to travel with them. And, Nuno is not answering questions on if he's going to play against Wolves this weekend.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think Kane does. I think he's going to get sold. It's just a matter of a win. But Bruno is going to want this game more than anything. His first home game. He's against his predecessor. Wolves are going to. You said Spurs are going to drop points. They're going to drop all 3.
Nice.
Wolves are going to win 2-1.
Good confidence on you.
2-1.
Confidence on you.
I like that.
Good job. All right. So now for the last one. Now for my choice, I'm going with the most obvious one, I thought. And that's West Ham versus Leicester City.
That's going to be such a good game.
2 of the, what do they call them? Real or pretenders?
Perennial favorites to be in the top 4, top 5.
These 2 clubs that either one could have and should have been in the Champions League this season. Mm-hmm. But both of them let some points slide. it was less expected from West Ham and more expected from Leicester to drop points.
Right.
But West Ham is coming off of a fantastic season, the best ever, I would say, one of the best seasons ever. And then they came out and looked bad for the first 10 minutes of their match versus Newcastle, then absolutely demolished them.
Yeah.
Now they're going to London Stadium. Is it London Stadium still?
I
Stadium?
think
That's what
it
it's
is,
called?
yeah.
They're going to London Stadium. The bubbles will be flying. My daughter will be finally happy. Every match she sees, she goes, "Is this West Ham?" No, they don't have bubbles. I'm like, you remember West Ham didn't have bubbles because they weren't scoring back in the day. So anyway, West Ham Leicester, I think it's going to be an awesome match. I think it's going to be goals galore. West Ham is going to get scored against, and they're going to score goals. Vardy's going to get some goals. Madison might get a goal.
Souček always scores.
Souček always scores. You saw
And
even
Antonio.
on the free kick by
The penalty.
by Cresswell, he
Yeah.
missed it, and Cresswell, it just went all
it
the way
just
in.
went in.
So then Souček was like, "Oh, I got to get one." So he told
Yeah.
Antonio to miss his penalty, and he came up and got it.
Right.
Yeah.
And knows
He's
for that
always
ball.
he's always there at the right.
But like
Right
he could have
time,
had,
right place.
Souček could have had a hat trick. In all
He could
honesty,
have. Yeah, he could have.
crazy. But Antonio is a beast right now. If you haven't picked him up in fantasy, you probably should.
But don't,
I think this match is just going to be fun, and I don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. The reason why I think that you watch this match is because these are two teams that are being talked about being in the top 4, top 5, top 7. But it's games like this that you have to win if you're going to be in one of those slots.
Yeah.
And I think that this is just going to show early in the season kind of a jockeying for position that if this has an outright winner, these are points come later in the season that they're going to look at, and if they're behind that team, they're going to be like, we lost that, we didn't get the points,
You're
and
saying
it
it's a
cost us in the
6-pointer?
end.
It's a 6-pointer then.
What does
That's
that
what we
mean?
call
It's a
it. So
6-pointer.
A 6-pointer is when you're playing somebody who's right there next to you. So you winning is them also dropping 3 points, you know?
Okay.
So it's not 6 points, but it's
in
the
theory,
table.
in
It's
table.
like a
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like a 6-pointer.
Yeah.
well, don't forget. Yeah, it is 5th against 6th. So Leicester City finished 5th last year, and West Ham finished just behind them in 6th position.
And
You
that's
know?
what we're saying
Yeah.
is they might be looking at that same thing. It may be lower or higher in the table.
Yeah.
But also, as you said, these guys were what, 5th and 6th place, and they're being talked about. Everyone's talking about Man City, Man United, Liverpool, and Chelsea. And that's who. It's a clear top 4
Yep.
this season already.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a chance for these two teams to go, hold up, Wayne. We're gonna show y'all how we like to play football and how we're gonna play football against the bigger clubs. So I'm excited to see it. I think it's gonna be 4-3. Someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose. But the score is gonna be 4-3 or 3-4.
You have to give credit to West Ham because they came from two times down against Newcastle to win this game, like 1-0 and then 2-1, and then they went up 4-1. So you have to give credit to David Moyes and the boys there to win this game. On the other hand, Leicester City haven't conceded in a long time. They won against Chelsea 1-0 last season in the final of the FA Cup. They won 1-0 against City, penalty,
City.
Inacho
Yeah.
in the Community Shield. And then the first game of the season, 1-0 against Wolves. So they are very good defensively. They don't concede too easily. Last year, guys, they lost 2 games against West Ham, 3-0 and 3-2. So they lost
That's
all
what I'm
games
saying.
last.
There's goals.
But I'm going with a 2-2 draw this season. Vardy, Antonio, Souček. It's going to be a crazy game, but an exciting game for sure.
Yeah. What do you say?
The Foxes are so tough in that final third. They are absolutely so tough. And we don't even talk about Schmeichel being in the net.
Yeah.
This is not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be as high scoring as we might think. Except for I think it's gonna be high scoring for Leicester. I think Leicester's gonna score 3. I think West Ham is gonna score 1. Jesse Lingard ain't in town anymore, and they're gonna miss him.
I don't know,
They're
man.
gonna miss him, and they're not playing Newcastle.
I don't know, man. Looks like Ben Rama learned a lot from Jesse Lingard. Looks like Jared Bowen, Pablo Fornals. They all look hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at
One
home
game
too.
against Newcastle does
they're
not
at
make
home.
a season.
They're at home.
I still think
Y'all ain't giving.
still
Okay,
think
I'm
that
gonna
Leicester-
3-1
3-1.
pussyfoot around with this. It's gonna be 4-3 West Ham. Screw you guys,
wow.
Leicester.
Okay.
Get out of
Here
here.
we go.
All right, guys. Well, that's been our weekend watch list for this week. Don't forget to put in the comments, put all your predictions for each one of our matches that we chose. Leeds United versus Everton, Arsenal versus Chelsea, West Ham versus Leicester, and
Wolves versus Tottenham.
Spurs. So don't forget to put all that stuff down in the comments, and please go over to onthestoopwithlolo.com and write in there and get in to the discussion boards and start discussing with all of us. Me and Mark are on there every single day. Najee's on there whenever he's out of this hotel room, this sketchy hotel room that he's always in.
Whenever they unlock him.
Whenever they unlock his internet. But yes, go on there. You can also buy some awesome Stoop gear like these hats, Stoop Crew 2021, stickers, all sorts of fun things like that. But please, like, share, comment, do all that stuff. We love you. Peace, Najee. Thank you for being here. Peace,
Let
Mark.
us know you're out there.
Peace from Brooklyn, y'all.
Out.